Hello everyone, the Gaming Genius here, granting your gaming requests one wish at a time. And as if today wasn't emotional for me already... So for those who follow Super Gaming Brothers, whether you started with them in the past or whether you're current, big news, they're back. Not too long ago, they just uploaded a Mario Party Superstar playthrough, and I was overjoyed. I mean, I couldn't believe it. They're back. One of my favorite people of all time. I'm sorry, I'm just so happy. But their return got me thinking to something that it's been in the back of my mind for weeks now, and I think I'm ready to talk about it. So, it may feel like there has been a lack of content on this channel ever since I made the final SGB highlights that I did, which was Kingdom Hearts 2. That was almost a year and a half ago. And while I did do okay with putting up content, it wasn't to where I personally wanted to do it. I tried a bunch of stuff. I did commentaries on Humongous Entertainment Games. I'm okay. I even tried to do a post-commentary with all my friends, specifically on the game, Teen Titans. And several other ideas were there, including making highlights of my streams, but doing those highlights as well as not doing SGB highlights and everything around my life right now left me wondering. Because honestly, creatively, I am sunk. For those who don't know, I unfortunately did lose my father back in October of 22. And on top of everything else going on in life right now, even with some positive stuff like with my girlfriend, creatively, I've just been in a thunk. That's not the right word, but it was just a loss. So in the back of my mind, I was always wondering, how come I'm not as productive now compared to when I was back then? And I'm not going to chop that up to the pandemic, because that's honestly where the original content started to come up, but we don't need another pandemic. But then it hit me. The fact that I did highlights as well as original content, I did them back and forth. So, while I've been thinking about it for a while, I think I can now officially say what's been on my mind, the fact that I want to return to highlight making. And that may sound weird because, you know, I said Kingdom Hearts 2 was the final highlight that I was going to do. But just me making highlights of past streams, whether it be the board games that we played, or when I played the original Yakuza on PlayStation 2, I had a lot of fun going through those moments. It honestly felt really happy for me to do so. And when it was over, I really was happy. So, right then, it hit me that maybe in order to get the creative juices flowing again to make original content, I should also be doing highlights. And there is a lot of stuff that I could do in terms of highlights. There are a ton of SGB playthroughs out there that I haven't done highlights for. Not to mention, I've done a couple Some Call Me Johnny highlights when he did The Legend of Zelda NES, as well as the Kingdom Hearts Level 1 Proud Run. There's still a lot of stuff out there. So, after thinking about it in my head for weeks, and just the fact that SGB came back being like the focal de facto point of it, I decided I'll be coming back to making highlights of Super Gaming Brothers and Some Call Me Johnny. Now, I know this is technically my third roundabout for this, because this is my second comeback. The first time, I don't like to talk about because honestly, that was a really rash decision that my college experience brought up. I'd rather not talk about that again. But this time, I really want to stick with it. I mean, I really do. Because if I could get back to the point where I'm able to do it, and make the original content I want to, then I know I've made the right choice. And, yeah, I'll talk about that in a little bit, but I'm also going to talk about how streaming will help. Because I do still stream on Twitch, and yes, we know how Twitch is right now, so I don't know. But, I thought about making streams a focal point for me to record the games I want to review. Because content creators have brought up a very honest point, that streaming is a great way to help make content because you are recording yourself playing the game. You're making moments for content. So, my mindset for now on is that I'm going to pick games to stream that I'm going to want to review in the future. And I'll record it so I'm able to keep that footage. Spider-Man 2 is just about to come out, so I was going to do Insomniac Spider-Man anyway. Why not make a Spider-Man marathon? Or maybe even like push it to the side for now and focus on something else. Like, I always wanted to tackle the Sly Cooper series. Or maybe tackle something new I haven't played yet, like the Normal Hero series. Maybe I could even do a review on a game that my friends have been eagerly waiting for me to do, Killer 7. I just think there's a lot of potential here that I'm not taking, and putting this foot forward and using streaming to help with making content, I think that's really going to help get the energy flowing that I desperately need to keep wanting to do this. I do want to do this. It is a big part of my life that I thoroughly enjoy. So, that's how I'm going to do it. Now, in terms of when the highlights come back, I'm not sure yet, because I have to plan out which ones I want to do and how I want to do them. And one more thing, I'm going to try and not do boss remixes as much as I used to. I do understand people's point of them, so I'm going to try and hold them back unless I, like, really know what I want to do for them. I'm just going to focus on the highlights, I'm just going to focus on the editing, and I'm going to go back to the fun that I used to have, in hopes that I can bring back the energy I need to make original content. Now, to get this out of the way now, no, this time I do not plan on stopping the highlights until I am completely done. It's not going to be, oh, I'm making original content, so goodbye highlights. No, this time I'm going to stick with the highlights for as long as I can. Because as weird as it sounds, it's okay to try and want to do new stuff. It's okay to see where the pastures go. But it's also okay to come back to what you do if it's positive, it's productive, and it's something you want to do. It is perfectly fine, and no one should criticize you for it. And that's not a subtle thing to say, hey, please don't criticize me for this. But it honestly is true. So, we're going to get back to brass tacks. I don't know when the highlight will come up, but expect it in due time when I get back into the groove of it. So, with all that said, the highlights are back, and hopefully this is the push I need to make the content that I want this channel to have. Both highlights and original. I got some work to do, so I'll see you guys soon. This is the Gaming Genius, and this gaming wish has just been granted. Also, who's that guy PS2 man?